Hey everybody, my name is Joshua Fequiere, and I want to thank you for joining me on Time Out. On this Time Out, I want to share an experience with you that happened to me some time ago. You see, in high school, I played football, and I remember that on this one particular game, it was a very intense game. I mean, there was 22 of us on the field, 11 on one side, 11 on the other side. And I mean, it was an intense game going back and forth. You got 22 young men running around at full speed, at full strength, going in different directions. We all had our own individual tasks, but working towards a common goal. And I remember after one play, we were all getting up and going back to our huddle, back to our side, and the referee's blowing the whistle. And we're like, what's going on? And we looked, and there was one who did not get up. That one individual, that one young man, he didn't get up. Immediately, his team began to take a knee on the ground, and our team, we took a knee too, because we're looking and we're like, what's going on? The medical staff rushed the field, and they're looking or tending to this individual, and you can see that this person is in excruciating pain. I can see through the individual, through the people's legs, people standing over him, that he was wearing a jersey that was on the other team, but yet we all took a knee, and we all was praying for this individual. You see, on the football field, when you take a knee, it's stopping everything, because there's no longer us or you, it's we. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what school you play for, we are all on the same team. We are all young individuals who's playing a sport that we love, that's going to help us to probably get to the next level in our education. One day, maybe we all can play for this college or university, and they'll pay for our education. But for one individual, one young man, that dream was at stake. And so we're not looking at whose team he's on. We're looking at a young man who's a part of this brotherhood that we all have in common, wishing that this person would get up. That's all of our goals right now. It's not about what's on the scoreboard. It's not about who's winning, who's losing. It's about wanting this one individual to win by getting up. And when he got up, to his surprise, not only did he get up to see his teammates on the knee, holding hands, praying for him, but he looks across the field, and our team, we're down on the knee too. And then we're clapping, his team is clapping, the stands are clapping, and he saw that though he was on the ground, and though he was hurting, and though he felt alone in that world, staring at the dark sky while people are trying to figure out what's wrong with him, the whole time he wasn't alone. We were there, and we were taking a knee. And we were showing him that we support you. We don't know what's going on. We don't know you personally, but we're here for you too. And so as they're escorting him to the sideline, that whoever's near him, whether they're on his team or not, they're tapping him, and they're like, get better. You got to get back out here. You got to go fight for your dream too. Get better. You see, for us on the field, we took a stand by taking a knee. I know that sounds funny, right? But we took a stand by taking a knee. United, we took a knee, showing that we all see the bigger picture here. And right now, what we're seeing in this world right now, we all got to take a stand. I mean, as of late, over the years, there's been a shift. You see, the way it's supposed to go is that the children are supposed to bury their parents, but right now we're seeing more and more parents burying their kids. And there's something wrong with that. I'm a father of 4. I've watched all 4 with my own eyes, all 4 of my kids come into this world in the labor and delivery room. I've watched them come into this world, and I have an expectation that as I watch them come into this world, they would watch me leave it. Not the other way around. I'm not supposed to see them in and see them out. There's a problem going on, and we all have to take a stand. When you're taking a stand, not only are you showing disapproval for one's actions, but you're showing support of one's pain. When someone is down on the ground, they're down and out. They've lost a loved one, and they feel like they're in it by themselves. They're in it alone. No, when you take a stand, you're showing that I see you. I see you. You're not alone. We're here with you. There's victims walking all around this world right now, and there's parents who's burying their children. And their children did not die of natural causes. They died due to the actions of another human being. There's a problem, and we can't stay silent. We have to find an effective and a constructive way to take a stand. The question is, what are we doing about it ourselves? How do we take a stand? For me, I sat and we're watching the news, and we're watching and it's crazy to know that you can turn on the TV and you can hear someone crying for their lives, and watching someone die on TV, watching someone die on your cellular device. You know, I have children of my own. My oldest just turned 13. He's a young man himself. And I'm trying to figure out, how do I explain this to him? Because he's an innocent individual who sees he sees the best in everyone. But how do I explain to him that he may not be looked at that way himself? You see, we gotta take a stand. We gotta take a stand in our own way, on our own platform. I had to take a knee to find out from God, how do I take a stand? What do I do to not be silent? You see, the fight is against right and wrong. There are people right now who are hurting. There's victims who are walking around on this earth. People who's been taken advantage of, those who's been abused, and those who feel like they don't have a voice. They feel like they don't have a voice and that they're in it alone. And all they need is somebody to take a stand with them. You see, there is a war that's raging right now. But it's not just superficial. Yes, there's racial factors involved, but it's deeper than that. It's about the human race. We're all on the same team. And our job is to make sure we leave this world better than we found it. Because there's a generation after us, our children and our children's children, that has to come into this world. Our job was to stand up for what's right and speak against what's wrong. We can't be silent. So the question is, how do you take a stand? How do you take a stand? How do I take a stand? I'm asking myself that too. Perhaps I find out how to take a stand by taking a knee. I'm not referencing the football field right now. I'm talking about taking a knee and talking to God and saying, God, how can you use me in this? It's not about how much of an impact you can make, as long as you make an impact. As long as you do what's right in your own terms and in your own strength. Don't feel like because you can't do anything grand that you're not going to do anything at all. In anything in life, it's a ripple can cause a disruption in the entire pond. A small ripple. Make a ripple, make a splash. Find out, talk to God. How can I do something to show that I'm standing up for what's right? How can you use me? You see, many of you know I always reference biblical scriptures. And one that stood out to me today was James 4:17. It says, those who know the right thing to do and don't do it, it's a sin. It's not just a sin to do the wrong thing. It's a sin to know what's right to do and don't do it. So my question is to you is, will you take a stand? Will you take a stand? It's not just to you. I'm asking myself that too. I have a lot to think about when I cut this off. As to talking to God and saying, God, what can I do to take a stand and not be silent? I'll start by doing this time out with you. I thank you for joining me. I know that right now we are in the midst of chaos, confusion, and uncertainties. And I know right now there's a lot going on in our hearts and in our minds. But I want to encourage you to say whatever you decide to do, it's good enough. It's good enough. You can make a difference. You are the difference. We can make a stand. We can take a stand together. Take a stand to not be silent. Whatever you decide to do, just make sure it's effective and it's constructive. That's all we can do. And so I'm here to let you know I'm praying for you. We're praying for this world. And we're praying to God to find out how we can take a stand. I want to thank you for joining me on this time out. And I'll see you soon.